Mark says hello.
What's going on?
You.
Everybody got their important logos popping right now. I think I got the flyest one yet.
I agree.
Yes.
Envy.
Yes.
Neighborhood.
Neighborhood. And you got the color right. What's going on, guys?
What up? What up, though?
Mark said hello. I think this hello was more like a hello, or was it like a
on?
or was it like a so we hit another 10 to 60. It's episode 60. We are moving right along. This is the PR Project. I'm Aaron. That's Tommy.
Tommy Runs.
And Gary.
It's still me. Yep.
It's still Gary. Yeah, man. So what are you guys doing? How was your day so far?
Interesting.
I think so. So we just got through this. These obviously never can be evergreen episodes, so we might as well just talk about it. So after Thanksgiving, which was just a couple days ago, or a few days ago now, I had this wild plan to have the most productive Friday. Because you know you get 4 days off, you get you get Thanksgiving off. A lot of times you get Black Friday. And then Saturday, Sunday. I figured that I was if I can just be really productive on Friday, then I'll feel so good about the weekend. Because you don't have to wait until Sunday to do anything. Friday, I didn't leave the house. I left the house one time. I tried. I went to Best Buy. The line was crazy long, and I just went straight home. And I did nothing all Friday, and I still kind of feel bad about it though.
Did you go out down though?
No.
Okay.
I did nothing. I achieved nothing on Friday other than just disappointment of Best Buy.
Yeah, no, I think that's fine. I think people put too much into the I got a free day, I'm gonna get much done, and just don't take time to relax and just enjoy the holiday.
Oh,
it's the hustle culture. The hustle culture is destroying our ability to do things that we feel are quote unquote not productive, and it's okay to do things that are not productive.
Yeah.
Well, I needed you guys on Friday, because I was really down in the dumps. I'm and I couldn't move. I was I think I watched maybe 4 movies, but it was great. It was actually pretty good, but I just felt bad later. Well, no, I don't. Thank you.
No.
I could tell this was a good shout out. Fly Eagles fly.
Bro, not even a Philly fan, bro. That's crazy.
Is that just a random let's just say crazy things,
I don't even know
who
Philly played, bro.
Do they have a team?
Yeah. Does Philadelphia have a football team?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Philadelphia Eagles are a football team, but I don't know how that has anything to do with the Ravens, because I believe that Allison is a Ravens fan, so I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something, but I don't even talk about that league. That league is not even important.
I think she
really wait. What's really important, if we want to talk about football?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay. Sorry, Gary.
Oh, you talking about you want to talk about U of M?
No, not
you
allowed.
Want to talk about U of M and the fact that they just won, right?
Yeah.
They just won just yesterday, right?
Yes, they won yesterday in the most important game.
Tommy, you come across as the biggest sports ball fan.
I love sports ball.
Gary, you don't want to talk about it?
One, I didn't watch the game because I'm not a fan of either team, and 2, no. I got nothing to contribute other than I'm just not a fan of Michigan football or Michigan University of.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I wouldn't be either if I wasn't born into it. But I was born into it. Allison says, "Wow, I can be both. Thank you."
I don't know, man.
I don't believe that to be true, but whatever helps you sleep at night.
So I think what we'll try not to do ever in the history of the show going forward is to never talk about football in the beginning of the episode. Because I feel like I used to like, so what my football fandom kind of stopped a long time ago. When I just like stopped with the Lions and I just couldn't anymore as a teenager. I'm like, I just can't do this anymore. My heart is only so big and I just can't have it broken over and over. So I just like let all football go. And I feel very free about it. Like, Sundays come and go and nothing ever happens for me. It just is what it is. Maybe you guys should try it.
I mean, I'm very similar. I don't really have a rooting interest in any NFL team, any NFL franchise. I left the Lions alone a long time ago because no one deserves to be in that kind of abusive relationship. So
no, yeah. And then like the whole Mark's talking about get back on the bandwagon, on the Lions bandwagon. That's like talking about an abusive relationship. That's like someone getting some help for a little while, and then you just jump right back into the relationship, and then you end up getting your feelings hurt again. Guys, let's stop this cycle. Has anybody seen Bye Bye Barry yet?
I haven't watched it yet. It's out though.
Okay,
right?
Number one, it's really good, but then also, it just reminds you of all the pain and heartache that the Lions went through. Like they had one of the greatest running backs of all time, just sitting right there. Like in every game, he would be amazing. It was never like he didn't have bad games. Like dude showed up every game. And they just couldn't make it work. And we just watched it happen over and over. And so I'm just done, man. I'm done. If they win the Super Bowl, I'll cry inside a little bit. That's all.
Shout out to Alexis. University of Washington beat Washington State. Michael Penix is real. He's a Heisman front runner, possibly a Heisman final. Well, definitely a Heisman finalist. So I really like watching him. I think he's cool. He wears a do-rag under his helmet. We love that. He's no longer in the Big Ten. We also love that. So, shout out Michael Penix.
So, did you go like NFL? Did you say like, okay, forget the NFL, I'm gonna go to college, like college football? Was that the move?
I used to be both. I used to be a avid fan of both, but the team that I like in college football tends to be a little better than the team I enjoyed in the NFL. And also, the NFL has some things that I don't agree with. I mean, college football has some things I don't agree with either, but the NFL has rubbed me the wrong way with a few different things. So I decided to not follow them as staunchly, but I can't leave that U of M alone, man. I was born into it. It's my happy place. Reminds me of my childhood. So, Charles Woodson was one of my first heroes. I can't let him go, man.
Oh man, Charles Woodson, bro. That catch put my man on the map, bro. I mean, he was already a great player, but that catch, the one-handed interception, right?
Yeah.
Like it was, he went from just a good player to a superstar, with one catch. Kind of actually like OBJ, kind of in the same way. Oh, I'm sorry.
I think we need to chill.
All right, fine.
I like Mexico Burris and Charles Rogers and Kirk Cousins, I guess. Drew Stanton. No, he was no.
Drew Stanton, yeah.
Who else?
Lorenzo White, but that's my era.
Yeah, TJ Duckett.
Tico.
Yeah.
Blake Gizor. Yeah, I mean, I grew up on Michigan State football. I live just down the road from where I live.
Yeah.
So.
Le'Veon
Bell. Gary, what was it like? With
the leather helmets? There we go.
No, no. I was gonna say what was it like watching Walter Payton do his thing, bro?
I wasn't a Bears fan.
He was watching Billy Sims. Relax.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. So really quick, I threw a little thing out there on the gram. That's so funny. Allison said, "The time let's not talk about football," and then continues to talk about football. That's great. That's just the way I roll. So I got some Instagram questions. I posed this thing on here, and also while we're doing Instagram questions, we might as well just get the questions out of the way. But let's open the floor. Ask us anything right now about your training, tips from us about what we're doing. Blah blah blah. We'll go for it. This is what we always do. So if you have any questions in the live right now, like the YouTube video. Hit that little thumbs up button. That helps us, in the algorithm. And then also comment with a question about whatever you want to know about us or about our training or about your training and all So we had just a couple Instagram questions. Tony runs NC. I'm not sure if he's in here. Thank you. If you are, thank you for being an avid fan of the show. Tips to keep his kids motivated to run. My boys have interest. I'm gonna put this on you, Gary.
I'm gonna mute my.
Don't beat them over the head with it. Honestly, for me and my girls, especially my 13-year-old, she joined cross country and track because I said this is a good sport for you, but don't feel you have to do it. If you want to do another sport, great. Also, encourage them to go out and run with you too. They're not going to go up and do it on their own. Kids got so many other interests. iPads, TV shows, friends, Messenger, all that stuff. So you have to kind of say, hey, do you want to go for a run with me? We're going to go a mile or two. And if they don't want to go, say, okay, well, maybe next time. I mean, you kind of push them along a little bit without being an overbearing parent about it. So
yeah,
that's what I do. In fact, almost every time I say, hey, do you want to go for a run, provided that it's not like pouring rain or, a snowstorm, Abigail's almost always like, yeah, I'll go out for a couple miles with you. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So it's really just a matter of, putting aside you have to do this because I do this versus, hey, do you want to do this because I get to do this?
Yeah, I like that. I had like a similar, I guess like I'm in a similar spot right now. Like in the beginning, I kind of, I wanted like Thomas ran. So like I kind of wanted him to somehow be self-motivated in it. But the more like I found like there's not too many kids that are like name drop. I talked to Kara Gauscher a little bit ago, and I ended up talking to her about her son because he's doing really well. And he's 13 years old, and he's like, I think he just made it to states and all that stuff, and it's like a really big deal because it's a super competitive state. But I'm like, is he like one of those self-starters and he just goes and does it? She's like, oh no, like we have to like remind him like, go, you need to get out there if you want to get faster, you got to get out there. But then they also only want him to run at the most 3 times a week.
Oh,
if he's outside of school, like they're not like, okay, now that school's over, cross country's over, run 6-7 times a week. They're like, they want him to have a normal life. They want him to do all that, but they also let him know that if you want to get better, you got to at least do the 3,
Wait, how old is he? How old is your
13.
son?
13.
Okay.
But like I thought that was cool. Like it kind of was refreshing to know like that. I mean, a reminder to know that most kids, unless they're just like, prodigies of something, they just like latched onto this like at an early age. They're not just gonna want to go outside and run, 3-4 miles just because, at 13 years old they got other things to do. Here's a good
point for your podcast, Tommy. I think if you go back to the Sarah Hall episode, she talks about how her kids have to do some sort of physical activity once a day, right? Wasn't that what she was saying?
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be running. Yeah,
it doesn't have to be running. It just has to be something like some sort of physical activity for like an hour. I don't know what it was, but
or just be outside. They just had to be outside for an hour.
Yeah, I thought that was a good one too, because again, you're not forcing them to run or do a specific physical exercise, but you just get out there and do something. And so that's not really what your question was, Tony, but it's something similar just to kind of keep your kids active and motivated to get some movement.
Yeah, and I guess it's not even about keeping them motivated. It's just supporting them. And sometimes that they want to do it, they're not going to be motivated to go out every time. So it's just kind of reminding them like accountability maybe a little bit more so than motivation. Yeah, because you can't keep them motivated to do something like that. I don't think. I think it's just about like opening the door for them and reminding them it's there. And then we got another question before we jump in the ones in the chat because you guys are going. Julio Santana III said, what shoes do you wear to run on snow and ice in the winter?
I believe it would be Julio, but you really Americanized that pronunciation.
I'm sorry.
It really depends on how long the snow's been there, for one. If it's fresh snow, then I know we've been ones to take out a trail shoe sometimes, maybe something like a Hoka Speed Goat or something to that effect. Also, if the snow has been there for quite some time and it's there's been some, plowing done, some snow removal, then maybe a Gore-Tex shoe or like a Shield, like Nike Shield kind of vibe, just to keep your feet warm and dry. That's more the angle. So yeah, it just kind of depends on the time and place, and how long the snow has been there, and how fresh the snow is, and all that.
I'm just picturing every like newscaster that like messed up a word. I just slowly said Julio. Oh my god, that was so great. Yeah, I trail shoes all day. Any trail shoe is a good start. Hoka makes some really good ones that are super comfortable. So it's not, because a lot of those trail shoes are like hard and minimal. Some of like the traditionally road shoe companies are making trail shoes now, so it kind of feels more like a road shoe, but it has like the lugs underneath or whatever they're called. And so it's good you can run on pavement as well as snow and dirt. So one of those type of shoes where it's like looks a lot like it's like a trail version of a road shoe. Those are really good too, if that made any sense. All right, let's get to the questions in the chat, and I'm gonna let y'all read them.
Okay. From Maurice Rand, which is he's a regular here. What upcoming shoe are y'all most excited for? I'll take the lead on this one. I don't really get excited for upcoming I'm not plugged in enough. I'm not plugged in enough to like the shoe world. Like I'll see like stuff that's coming out, but I'm more so I'll just wait till I get it before. But I think this is a good question for both of these guys, because I think I know. I think I have, at least for Tommy, I think I have an idea of a shoe he may be excited for.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to segue to something we're doing later this week, which we could talk about maybe next week, which is the TRE. We're headed to TRE, where a lot of the brands are going to be showcasing some of the shoes that are coming out. Tommy and I have been able to talk with some of these brands. We have some insight as to what's coming out, but we also think we have to wait on some of them before we discuss them on the show.
Yeah,
but
so
there's a lot of cool things coming out here soon that we're looking forward to talking about on the live stream this week and then on the show on Sunday.
So yeah, so I think I'm just gonna Alexis just dropped it in here. I'm most excited for the Alpha 3. We saw it on Elliot's feet probably, or some version of it like earlier this year, and we saw some version of it on Kelvin Kiptum's feet in Chicago, and I've seen some pictures of it like highlighter yellow and blue and stuff like that on Instagram, probably from overseas, because they already kind of get stuff before us. So I'm excited to see what those are about. Because I just ran in the Alpha 2s. We can talk about that a little bit. I just ran in the Alpha 2s for the first time today, which seems kind of crazy. And Aaron, you never had the Alpha 1s, right?
Nope.
So the Alpha 1s, apparently everybody said it was like more aggressive, and then the Alpha 2s were like more comfortable and less aggressive. But I didn't love the Alpha 1s enough the Alpha 2s are comfortable enough to make me not even think about whatever was going on with the Alpha 1s to me, because the Alpha 1s like did my feet a little weird, like so I'd have to wear like the little toe rubber thingies, and then like certain spots.
So mature. You can't even see it.
I mean, I just had to but you had to do all this extra stuff to wear them for my feet, And so as soon as I put these Alpha 2s on, I immediately was okay, these are comfortable. And then I did a first time running in them, ran 13 point something miles. And so if there was going to be an issue, it would have shown up. And I didn't think about the shoes at all. And from what I see on Instagram and stuff like that for the Alpha 3s, they look like a smaller shoe. Like, because the Alpha 2s and 1s and 2s are very clunky looking to me. And I think the Alpha 3s, based on what I saw in the pictures, they look like a more sleeker, like narrower shoe, and maybe kind of leaning more towards some of like the Vaporfly energy. So yeah, I'm excited about that shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about the New Balance Rebel V4s. I haven't like seen them or heard anything about them. Aaron and I really like the V2.
Yeah, the V2 was cool. V3 was kind of meh.
V3 was kind of like, what was the V3 now, right?
It was very meh. It was just like, meh.
Yeah.
Almost turned into like just another version of the 1080. It felt like just.
Yeah. It was like, yes. Yeah, I don't think they did a great job with the progression of that one. So hopefully V4. I haven't heard anything about it, but hopefully the V4 comes.
I am interested in. We do have the Asics Nova Blast 4 coming to 2 Mile Tuesday.
Oh, dope.
They'll do demo runs for the last 2 Mile Tuesday on December 5th, I think.
Oh,
so
dope.
we're going to try those out and see how they feel. And I've been a fan of the Nova Blast, so I'm interested.
Yeah, I've heard good things about them. I've heard good things. They look sweet.
Yeah.
They look different than I thought they would have.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I've seen pictures of these lately, the Takumi Sen 10s, the Adidas. They look sweet.
Yeah,
and
I've seen them as well. I haven't. Yeah, I've seen them online. That's about it.
Yeah. All right, what other questions we got?
We got Alexis, who sleeps with their watch on. I don't, but then I miss out on all the data. What do you guys think, to wear or not to wear all night? For me, I wear my watch at all times except when I'm in the shower. My watch never comes off.
I got it. I take it off. It's after a while I get sweaty and I just don't like wearing it at night.
Yeah, I when I'm thinking about it, like purposely trying to track my sleep, I'll wear it. But I mean, barely. Like maybe one night out of like 30, I'll wear the watch.
Yeah, it'd be nice to track that data, like folks who wear the Whoop and whatnot. I just don't think I could keep that on 24/7 like that. I
feel like the Whoop would probably be easier for you to keep on. It's just less to it. I mean, it's just a band. You know what I mean? Like I've worn them, and you do forget it's there because it's not. It doesn't stick out at any point. It's no. You wouldn't feel it if your wrist bent or whatever. So I mean, it's a little easier. And I guess like at this point, like I'm just trying to get more sleep. I mean, I guess I don't need to like track it necessarily. But I don't know. And Aaron's not wearing it like you're not wearing it like I gotta catch my sleep. You just wear the watch.
Sicko. Sally says he wears his watch and his Oura ring all the time. I was interested in the Oura ring. I thought that was interesting too. So
is that a wrist thing or a ring?
The ring. It's a ring.
It's a wearable ring.
Oh really? Oh
yeah.
And I think that they're starting to get like more sleek and a little smaller because I think that from ones I saw in the beginning when they first came out, they were a little bigger. And I was just like, that just seems like it would freak me out, but I'm sure that they'll get, as the technology advances, they'll get smaller and smaller.
Yeah. And I don't know. I like to see resting heart rate and all of that stuff because when I start feeling not myself, the first thing I do is check my resting heart rate. And if I see that it's been elevated, then I kind of know that I have like a cold or like some sort of illness incoming. Like the 2 times I had COVID, I kind of knew I had COVID before I actually tested because my resting heart rate was up the night before I started having symptoms. And I'm like, okay, something is happening, but I don't know what it'll be. So that's kind of interesting too.
Dante said, I only wear my watch when running. I don't even wear it on my day off. I see it as an EMF break. The guys, for EMF, she means electronic mafia family.
Oh,
corporate thugging. I get it. I'm OD on EMF.
EMF. I got my phone like two inches away from my pillow just in case.
Terrible. My AirPods are in. I'm EMF.
Bro, you sleep with your AirPods in?
Yeah.
You go to sleep listening to Young Jeezy? For real?
I go to sleep listening to ocean sounds in my AirPods.
Damn, that is
That's intense.
I need to be fully vulnerable to any attack.
my man be having surfer dreams every night.
Like an episode of Rocket Power, bro.
Oh my god.
No, I don't sleep in my AirPods for the record. My router is under my bed. That's crazy. That is crazy, bro. Yo.
just shooting EMF up through his body.
Pure. It's in its purest form.
That is hilarious. I mean, I hope he's joking. Oh,
that emoji right there make it look like he had no choice.
Yeah. It's just under the bed. Yeah. White noise is Mando. Do y'all do white noise for real?
No.
Megan will, so then I will. So
I need silencio. I need silence and pitch black.
So sometimes I don't do white noise all the time, but sometimes like if I don't know why. I was gonna say like I was gonna make up a reason why I do it, but every now and then I'll just like, go to like some nature sounds, one of those YouTube like 75-hour sound loops or whatever, and I'll just hit play and then just be out for the count.
When Megan travels, I'll put on like Spotify, like some Radiohead, and use that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't usually listen to Alex Jones before I go to bed because it's just white noise.
Oh, that was a good one. But really quick though, I think that this is a good time to talk about something a little more serious. If anybody in this chat or like in this watching this goes to sleep with the TV at like medium volume or higher, please just exit. Something's wrong with you. One of my friend's moms used to go to sleep. She used to have the TV playing like she was like watching it for real, like loud. What is this space for?
It's just
why do you know about the sleep habits of your friends' moms? That's kind of strange.
Because I got kicked out of my house. No, hold up. I got kicked out of my house when I was 17. When my mama had said I had to go. And I lived with my friend for like 6 months. And the lady guarded her Pepsi bottles in the refrigerator like it was, the worst, like if you touch the Pepsi bottle, it was like, it's an issue. You got problems on your hands. And she also fell asleep. Yeah, straight to jail. No pass and go. But she always used to have the TV super loud. Like you could hear it in all the other rooms in the house. You could hear her TV. Now that I'm older, I'm starting to maybe think about that a little differently. All right.
Next question.
Not Stacey's mom. All right. We got another question?
I think that might have been last. Wait. Yeah, I think that was the last question. We can move on to the next song. Cool.
We got topics. Yes, let's talk about turkey trots. Gary, I think you have the most. I think I'm gonna give you the floor for a little bit, Gary. Let's talk about this turkey trot. Why was it different? What happened? Walk us through. We heard you had a glorious day.
Well, to be fair, it was a beautiful sunny day out. Brisk and cold, but beautiful sunny day out in Santa Fe, New Mexico. My family went out there for the holiday to celebrate with my brother-in-law. And Santa Fe, for those who don't know, is about over 6,000 feet of elevation. So we're well over a mile. It's also a ski area, so it's not hot. Like we picture Santa Fe to be, like a desert heat, and it was not. There was snow on the ground when we first arrived. It was chilly or cold the whole week there. And I have never been running in elevation of any sort. I don't know. I know, Tommy, you've been to a couple events where you've done elevation running. I'm not sure about you, Aaron, but it definitely is different. First mile for me, just doing just a 3 mile run in the area, I could feel it, especially going up the hills. I could feel my lungs like not caving in, but like felt like smaller than usual. But we signed up, me and a few of my family members, we all signed up for the local 5K, which was, turkey trot, which was just a 5K. The It was put on by elementary school PTA. They had record turnout this year of, what was it, Megan? 690 runners. In the past, it's been like 450. But this was a fundraiser, so it was pretty bare bones. Like no finisher medals, no tech shirts, just a cotton T-shirt, no bananas. Like really just bare bone fundraiser, which is fine. It was on a running path. I went to the local run store, Run Hub, and the guy's like, "This is a tough course, lots of hills. You're not going to PR." So that's what I had to prepare for. And then the organizers are like, no, this is flat. It's going to be super fast. You're going to love it. But it was on a rails to trail, which the first mile was a gradual downhill that nobody noticed. So without thinking about like the fact that I'm not in 5K shape whatsoever, and that I'd only run 3 times since the New York City Marathon, I went out to break 18 minutes for some reason, instead of like, hey, you've got some elevation issues here. Let's try and be a bit conservative. Can do in it to win it. And I went out at 5:47. That's true. That is true. Thanks for bringing that up. And then, the second mile was so then we did a turnaround in the park. So it was straight down, it was out and back, had to cross a couple of streets. But I say this was a low budget race. They didn't even rent or use police to help block the streets out. It was all volunteers. So we had to cross a couple of streets, and it was just volunteers holding cars back. We went down to this park, which was then gravel road, which kind of threw me off. Circled the park, came back up, and then as our car coming across the street, and the volunteers trying to stop me from crossing the street as the car's coming, and you guys know me, I'm not stopping. So
what cars?
I kept going, and my second mile went down to 6:27. What cars? I was telling Aaron earlier today. I said I should have told the volunteer, tell my friends I died doing what I love, running in traffic during a race. So we second mile was 6:27, and that last mile was just a slow uphill grind the whole way, and I dropped down to like a 7:22. Finished the race at 21 minutes something seconds. I haven't run a 21-minute 5K since I started out doing all this stuff. I'm coming back again, and I was still 13th overall. Like, I don't feel anybody in New Mexico, except for the 2 kids who won, know how to run in elevation, because it was first 2 places were 17:20, 17:30, and then third place was 19:10 by a 13-year-old girl who apparently does ultra marathons.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that sounds like fun.
Yeah, she's known to run from Santa Fe to Albuquerque, which is an hour drive. Excuse me. So
what?
Yeah, that's what the locals were telling me.
What's this girl's name? We need to know. The next Courtney Dauwalter?
Maybe, but they had there's a young girl from University of Wisconsin. She had her kid on. The guy took second, had his New Mexico, University of New Mexico kid on. So I knew I wasn't going to win, but I went after it. But it at one point, even running at 7:20, whatever, I felt like I was walking. Like my body was just like, you are not ready for this elevation. You're not prepared for it. You should have just played it smart and gone for 6 minutes, 6:30s instead of blasting off out there.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at the elevation chart for your race, Gary. It's like literally like a V. The first mile and a half was just straight downhill, and you went right back up that same hill. It was like 140 feet. Like, so even not at elevation, you still would be. It still is like it's a terrible race. Yeah,
I didn't know it was a I didn't know it was a they had that hill, had that V formation.
Yeah, like that's
A little vulgar.
Yeah. So we had no idea. Yeah, we didn't. I didn't know, but the family ran, and that was fun, and so
yeah, that's great.
And I got to try on some new shoes, some new some new super shoes for this run, for this race.
What was it? Name drop.
These were the. I actually have them right here, which I can talk about.
Can you?
Not really, but yes, I can. I use the Brooks Hyperion 4, which are I am told whenever I mention them to tell everybody that they're coming out February 1st, 2024. So available to the public. And I mentioned to you guys that they're reminding me a little bit of the Vaporfly 2. And the reason I say that a lot is mostly the feel. Like they got that fly knit, like the Vapors do, like the Nike has. But they're light. They're comfortable. They're the most comfortable super shoe on foot that I've had.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they got more coverage underneath the arch than like the Vaporflies do.
I wish we had got you the V3 so we could see what the difference is, because
I have the V3.
Okay, so what do you say? What would you say in comparison?
V3. They're good. They're wider on the foot as well, unlike the V2.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't worn the V3 in so long. I gotta go back and figure. And
yeah, because people were always saying that like the 1 through 3 pretty much had like no like energy return, in comparison to like anything like all the other super shoes. So I'm just wondering like how it felt like. Maybe like one of these days when we get back from Austin, like running them and see like what the difference is. See if there's more snap to it.
Yeah. But I do think Brooks hit on something here. I think this might be.
Yeah.
I know they were doing a lot of training with Dez and who's the other one I'm thinking of? The male runner.
CJ.
Yeah.
CJ Albertson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think they got a winner here. So hopefully,
the thing is they've got plenty of like big name or really good professional athletes. So it's like it just seems like they would have hit gold by now, But the fourth one, I think hopefully, as long as you're saying that, hopefully it's going to be good for them. All right, so I ran the turkey trot. I ran the turkey trot with here in Detroit with Thomas, my son. He's 13. This is the third year that he's done it in a row. So he was like ready to go back. He said he wanted to PR. So he's like, "Can you run with me?" So the year before last, I ran, but I raced it, and he ran as well. This last year, I just spectated, held his stuff or whatever, and then just waited for him at the end. And then this year he said he wanted me to run with him. So we ran. His PR was like 25:30. He wanted 24:30. So he wanted to PR by a minute. So I'm like, we can get you there. Like, here's the pace for that. Let's just run with me or run, and we'll work together. And then like halfway through like a mile and a half or so, I realized like he's much more comfortable at like a little faster than where he should have been really, or what he wanted to do for his PR. And he just didn't seem like he was trying to slow down at all. So I wasn't trying to stop him. So I just kind of like ran with him there and then tried to hold him there as long as possible, like towards the end. And like in that last mile, like he was going through, like he was like, he would have like these moments where he'd kind of surge and then be looking great. And I'm like, wow, you look strong. You're doing good. And then like 2 seconds later, it'd be like gravity and everything just like pulled him back, and he'd slow down a ton, and then he'd kind of push a little bit. But at the end, he definitely tried to kick it in gear, and he fought all the way to the end. Like, you're tired when you slow down like 20 feet in front of the finish line. It's over. It's like, yo, I got nothing. I can't even imagine. Like, I can't even kick it into gear anymore. So he did really great. He ended up PRing by 2 minutes.
Nice.
Which is big for just a year-over-year thing. And he doesn't run 5Ks like often at all. So that was really cool. So, but it was just a really great moment to run with him and stay with him the whole time and kind of see him go through all that and be there to help him do it. And at the end, like he could barely talk, and I had like documented a bunch of it, so that was cool. And I think that I may just do that every year. Like if he wants to keep running, I may just run with him every year, because it's always like it's always really cold typically, or like it's been like raining or cold every time that I've done it. So I don't think there's any need. Like I didn't have on super shoes at all. I threw on the On Cloud Eclipse and just had a good time with him, and it was great. Probably one of my top 3 like running memories, really.
Yeah, I did that last year with Abigail. This year she ran with her cousin who also runs cross country in Texas, so they got to run together. But yeah, that's probably the fun tradition to start for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And I know we kind of talked about it a little bit, but I just wanted to give some love because Nike sent these Nike Alpha Fly 2s out to me, and because we are going to, like Gary mentioned, we're going to be able to have a cool conversation with Nike at TRE, which is the running event. It's an event where brands and retailers get together and talk and meet and order things for next year and all that stuff. And then media also comes as well. Like, so if you follow Believe in the Run or Kafuzi or me even, media goes there to report on like the stuff that can be shown. It's not like top secret. But we had a conversation with Nike. They're going to be on the show and on the live stream that we're doing. So stay tuned to our social medias and Instagrams, because we're going to be posting the link of how you can watch TRE, the running event. So you can it'll be in the expo. You'll be able to see brand after brand after brand, stop in and say hello to us, talk about stuff that's coming out in 2024, things that you should be interested in and looking forward to. If you are into shoes or clothes or accessories, we're going to have so many different brands that are like, that kind of cover the gamut of running. So definitely tap in. It's going to be a really great time, but it's going to be cool to like literally have a chance to talk to like Hoka, Nike, and Saucony, all the brands that you can think of pretty much on the shoe side of things. But Nike sent these out because I kind of mentioned I never had the Alpha Flies, and immediately on foot, I like these. To me, they're much more comfortable than the Alpha Ones, and the performance of them was close enough to be for me to not even notice any difference and think like, oh, well, the first one's so much better. I didn't get that at all. They felt very similar to me, other than the fact that the upper just felt more snug and my foot moved around a lot less, which is great. They still both have that weird thing inside, Aaron, that inner thing where you can kind of feel your foot stepping on the inseam, I guess it's called. But it didn't bother. Like maybe first 10 steps, I'm thinking like, oh, this is going to be an issue, but then it just went away. So like, I think you just had to kind of break it in a bit. But because of these shoes, I am definitely looking forward to seeing if we can get our hands on Alpha 3s and when they're going to come out and what they'll be like, because like I said, from what I saw on pictures, they do look like more a smaller shoe, like less these are just a chunky shoe. So hopefully they are a little different, and I wonder if they're going to be as aggressive and fast as all the rest of them. And maybe, in my opinion, hopefully maybe they'd be better than like a Vaporfly, because I don't think Nike's best shoe to me is the Vaporfly 1 and 2, straight up.
Tommy, your grandma wants to know what's all the extra material at the heel for on the Vaporfly 2. Oh, that's the Alpha Fly.
Alpha Fly.
And she corrected
her. I don't know. I don't think anybody knows what this is for.
Shark fin.
I thought it was just for the roller, just to kind of protect your heel a bit more when you roll back, but maybe it's just.
But no, honestly, like these shoes they're not necessarily meant for like a heel striker, really, because the pod, the air pod in here is like, that's the one that's meant to be compressed and like bounced off of. I mean, you can remember like this shoe was like basically made with like 2 people in mind, and really Elliot was the main one, and he lands like directly on this, and he probably never touches his heel. Like, I mean, he's never gonna be back here.
Yeah, right.
So
I think it's more of a design element than it is something functional.
I feel like that too. I mean, because then if you look at this is the Vaporfly, 3? Yeah, 3. Same vibe, you know. They started it with that with the Vaporfly 1, and they just kind of never let it go. It looks aerodynamic, so maybe that's the vibe. I don't think I don't think it is aerodynamic. Maybe it is. I don't know, but yeah.
You know what? We will ask.
What's up with the fin?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think maybe it's aerodynamic. We're not sure. We will ask. That's a good question, Grandma. Thank you so much. But yeah, so yeah, big shout out to Nike for sending those out because because Aaron's run a marathon or two marathons in the Alpha Flies and liked them. So I was always like, yeah, I got to get my hands on those. I guess I could have bought them, but that don't seem that don't seem like my vibe. All right, and then so what's next though? So, Aaron, you're not training yet. We know that, but you are. I feel like you're in the mind of like kind of like ramping up a bit. So let us know what's going on. What's next?
More running. I mean, there's a local 5K that I might run next weekend, but I'm not gonna race it. It'll probably just be a marathon pace workout. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm just looking at the schedule that my coach puts out for me, and just adhering to that. I didn't do a good job of adhering to the schedule this week. I think I went over on runs 3 out of the 6 runs this week. So maybe try to be a little more honest to the schedule. But it's tough when it's like 45 minutes, and 45 minutes is usually like somewhere between like 5.5 and 5.25. And I was like, I can go to 6. Yeah. And then it's like an hour, and it's like that could be 7.5, but I'm like, I can go to 8. And so yeah, so who knows? Just vibes. Time is anyway.
What's up with you, Gary?
I need to kind of get back into a regular routine. I've been running. I've been enjoying my time off, with family and travel and all that fun stuff, but just kind of getting back into a groove and getting ready because Boston training is going to start before I know it, and so I got to figure that out.
When would Boston training start? Like
January maybe.
January, yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, McKinley said he accidentally signed up for 50K. You are insane, my friend. How did you do that?
He just kept clicking through and
picked the wrong option, and now you handcuffed to it.
Man, yeah, might as well just run it, bro.
Yep.
Get it done, McKinley. You can do it.
Yep, I have no doubt you can do that, McKinley.
No, 100%. Just gotta take it easy.
Starts Boston training on Jan 1.
What is that? A 16-week? 18-week?
It's gotta be 18. It's gotta be 18. Right? Yeah, it's gotta be 18 weeks. Yeah, I mean, so I figured. So for me, I have something sooner than you fellas. I have, I kind of teased it a little bit on on Instagram or whatever, but so I have downloaded, what's it called? Duolingo for the second time, and this time I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna finish it. I dropped the ball on my Berlin language lessons. I think it's called German.
Berlinese.
This time, my Berlinese, and this time I'm learning. I'm going to learn how to speak Japanese fluently by the time I go to Japan in February. So I'm going to be going to run the Osaka Marathon. I believe that is on February 25th, and then I'm also going to stay in Japan for the rest of that week following, and then going to run the Tokyo Marathon. They are 7 days apart, I'm aware, but I just couldn't fathom getting on a plane and being on a plane for 77 hours and then leaving that area and coming back without trying to maybe just get the other star, So big shout out to Mizuno. They haven't announced it yet, but I'll be running Osaka with Mizuno, and then I'll be running Tokyo with Weston, the hotel. So, because Weston is actually They're like a year into it. They have a partnership with Abbott World Marathon Majors, so they're like the official partner of all the marathons. So they've like leaned into that a lot. They have like a recovery lounge afterwards, after all the marathons. So hopefully this will be like the beginning of like a somewhat of a relationship with them. So maybe we can do stuff because Westons are everywhere too. So it's not like it doesn't have to be only at only at World Majors. Hopefully we'd be able to do things like here in Michigan, like do events like from a Weston. So we'll see what happens. But
that's very fun.
It's gonna be That's gonna be super cool. I look forward to seeing the content that you make out there because it's gonna be very different from what you normally do. So I look forward to it.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
We missed this earlier too in Allison.
Oh yeah.
So just tapping in, ran now 9 miles this morning, and first marathon next Sunday. So shout out to Jalen, bro. That's big. First marathon, guaranteed PR. Should be a good time. Which if you're still here, Jalen, which one are you running?
I think we talked about. I feel like he talked about it before. I can't remember though.
Look, he's already there. Automatic PR. Yes, sir, ski.
Hey man, it's nothing like an automatic PR, man.
You gotta love it, bro. You just rolling.
We automatic PR twice in Nashville.
And like
I mean,
it took 30 minutes.
Like, let's just go after another one. Man, I wish I had started my watch for that 400, man.
Me too.
I wish, bro.
Even though it was like 75. CIM.
All right.
Oh, CIM.
Did 9 miles on the course today. Oh yeah, you ready to rock? You good to go?
Oh wow, that's really cool. Oh, he lives in Sacramento. So damn, I almost knocked my thing down. So CIM though, I have y'all ever wanted to run that?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I've always like had this like, oh, I wish I could run, like not wish, but one of these days I'm gonna run it.
Yeah, I think
it just seems like fun.
Yeah, I think it's like it's but December, the first Sunday in December is a strange time, like training wise for us especially. Yeah, but it might be sweet because like you would kind of avoid all the heat training, like all the summer training. Like you could kind of duck all the smoke, and then get started like September. Late August, early September, and enjoy the fall, and then watch everybody run their fall races, and then be like, okay, now I know what I
get hyped up, yeah, like kind of get hyped up, watch people do their thing, have some fun. I mean, you could go to some of the races and just be there for the weekend without having no pressure. Yeah, it's not bad. A lot of people love that race though. Like I know Kafuzi goes almost every year.
Yeah, it's a serious race too. Like people go there to run fast,
100%.
Specifically. So
100%.
That's cool. That's always a cool environment when people are taking it way too seriously.
Watching the footage of folks coming in as they're trying to get their O2Q. I mean, that'd be fun to witness that as the clock winds down.
Yeah.
Watching people snatch defeat out of the hands of victory.
And Alexa said, "Hope Mama Runs is going to be going to Japan too." I hope so too. That'd be really cool. That'd be cool to have moms out in Tokyo. That'd be a vibe. Real quick. Oh, this is a flex right here. If I never see one. Steve says, I have the Cayman Islands half on next Sunday. That's awesome. Right.
I was in the Cayman Islands. I might forget to run the race.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
That is some serious dedication to the craft if you're gonna sign up for a race in the Caymans.
Yeah, that seems like a great opportunity to spectate a race.
I feel like you have a very, very supportive wife or partner there, Steve.
He's gonna sneak out and run the race while she's like at the beach or by the pool or something.
Yeah,
I'll be back.
No, I got you a spa day.
Yeah.
And they're gonna give the whole works. You're gonna be there for just a couple hours. We'll find something to do. Don't worry. He's gonna that'd be great. That'd be great. That's what you got to do. Cayman Islands is super flat. See, there's things I never knew.
Yep.
Where are the Cayman Islands?
Thank you.
Somebody gave me a
talk about that.
Where out the Cayman Islands, bro? Somewhere in the water.
I mean, yeah, no, like I figure it's in the water. Is it like it's between here and Mackinac? Who knows? It could be anywhere at this point. I'm looking it up.
I hear Cayman Islands. I'm like, you got some sort of
Yeah. So it's like it's south of Cuba,
Yeah.
west of Jamaica. Oh, okay.
All right.
Oh, I love the new feature in the iPhone maps. As you zoom out, it's like dark on this side of the planet. It's weird though that they don't have the Earth. They don't have the Earth flat on here though.
Yeah. Taking her on vacation for her birthday and just gonna stop over and run a half marathon. You've got to figure it out.
Is she running the marathon too? I mean, she running the half too.
That don't seem like it.
No.
That don't seem like it. Taking her on vacation for her birthday sounds like I also double booked.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she definitely doing it. She definitely doing a spa day.
The booking for the vacation or the sign up for the race? Like
the sign up for the race was definitely first, and he tried to he was trying to figure out. He was pacing, you know that was it Smithers or whatever from Simpsons, pacing back and forth, trying to figure out how am I gonna spend this? Oh, vacation,
birthday. Oh, it is your birthday.
It is your birthday on Sunday. That's crazy. That's nuts. But yeah, that sounds amazing though. Make sure you take pictures. Share it with us because I would love to see what the scenery is for Cayman Islands half marathon. All right. What are we doing? So guys, hold on real quick. This is a commercial for a pillow. So I got this pillow and it's been great, right? And I haven't had any back pains or issues for the whole time that I've had the pillow. One night, Aaron don't believe me already. One night,
you're here talking about this pillow, and I don't know if I've signed off on the release for this, but go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Okay, my bad. I won't even say the name but I literally reached and just end up sleeping on a random other pillow, because I have 3 pillows on my bed, and I slept on another one just because I wasn't paying attention, and I woke up with the worst back pain, and this was Saturday morning. I woke up like this, and it still hurts today. Is that a coincidence?
No, you 40. That's what it is. That's what it is, sir. Sorry to break it to you. Sorry to break it to you.
Well, I mean, maybe it's right. Maybe it's true. So with that being said, me and the other old guy are going over to speaking of what's next, we're going to TRE. Like we said, TRE is the running event that starts on Tuesday technically, but our live will be starting on Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll kick it right off with some really cool brands. Oh man,
that's crazy.
Dang.
Crazy.
Not taking enough. Centrum Silver 50 plus. What does that do? I mean, I need to start knowing. I need to start. Gary, stop. Gary's like, I don't know. I don't even know what that means. Gary, look, let's open up Gary's pantry. He got all this stuff in there probably. But yeah, tap in. Go to our Instagrams. We will be talking about and posting more about it, so you can tap in. The reason why we're doing this is obviously to bring this really cool event kind of to your phone or to your laptop, so you can kind of see what's going on in the running industry when it comes to shoes and brands and stuff like that. So make sure you tap in. Even if you tap in honestly and just watch it for a second and just let it play in the background and turn it all the way down, we don't really care. Tap in, say what's up, all that stuff. Share it on socials like you share the show. So it's actually a really big deal to have TRE's first ever live stream be something that came from PR Project. We pitched it to them and they signed off on it. They're building us a set. It's going to be a really big deal.
Yeah, we were talking about it with them earlier this week. It's not really a live stream in the sense where you're just going to have one camera just showing the whole floor. It's a show. It's a legit talk show, college game day type atmosphere. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And
Gary,
some of the guests. Was that
Gary? Are you going to be Lee Corso?
Why? Because he's the old guy?
No, because he's the unhinged one.
True. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of like logo hats ready to go to pick my favorite shoe at the end of the
So that would make Tommy Kirk Herbstreit, right? Is he?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I think Kirk Herbstreit.
from
I'll be
Ohio State.
Kurt. From Ohio State?
Yeah.
No, thank you. But yeah, no, straight up full production, like real deal. Shout out to the running event for even, for hearing it, seeing it with us, and like letting it, go and actually fully supporting it. Because when you have an idea and you tell it to someone else and they sign on to it, they typically it doesn't come out on the other end the way that you thought or like exactly how you envisioned. But this is actually like planning at looking like it's going to be probably better than we imagined that it could be. So please tap in. It's going to be amazing. And that's it. So stay tuned to that. Support us as much as possible because it's a big deal.
Stay tuned to our socials too for some special guest announcements as well, because we got some big names coming up for over the 2 days that we're doing this, and so you're gonna want to see it for sure.
What were you about to say, Aaron?
I won't be there, but I'll be watching and I'll be trolling in the comments.
That's exactly what we need.
Yes.
Yeah.
Aaron. What we need is you to sign on your laptop, your phone, and then like a dummy account. And
I'm had the bot farms, the streaming farms going crazy.
Yeah, please,
running it up,
please. Yeah. So stay, like Gary said, stay tuned because we are going to be releasing a very, very special guest, and Aaron, of course, graced us with his genius. The post that we're going to post, he made the post, obviously, or made the graphic, obviously. You know what? I'm just going to tell you who it is right now. So the special guest that we're going to have on the show, no one's watching this. So the special guest we're having on the show is